Mm-hmm.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Gas Souls Podcast, episode 13, lucky 13, Sunday, August 16th. Recording here about a little past midnight. How y'all doing? Travis, how you been?
I'm great.
Really? How great are you?
This great.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of great.
Yeah, that's pretty. My arms are pretty far apart right now, so that's pretty great.
You raced FTF tonight. How did that go?
Not good. Terrible, actually. I think I was out before halfway.
First time in a long time. When was the last time you raced FTF?
Irwindale, and I ran pretty good. I ran top 5, finished top 10, but I ran top 5 early on. And tonight was actually looking pretty good. Tonight was a lot more stacked than that Irwindale field, and being a road course. I was running top 15 before I spun myself the first time, and then I was coming back up through the field, and I don't know what happened that long ass straightaway before the bus stopped. Somebody was spun there and rolled across the track, and I hit them wide ass open. So that pretty much ended our night. The old Mustang was still trucking. It was just I had the wheel 180 degrees to go straight, so I was like, I think it's time to call this one.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we got today. We got for you. We got Michigan. We're gonna talk a little bit about Michigan. We got Steve Myers from iRacing got scammed or something.
You know what we need? We need upbeat podcast music in the background of the rundown.
Yeah, we could work on that.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be a nice little idea.
Yeah.
We got Formulers. Third week in a row, we got some Formulers in Spain, as well as Indy 500 qualifying this weekend. Bobby Labonte to the new IROC. I don't even know what this one's called. I just call it new IROC. We got Moonhead Mailbag again. And Xfinity ARCA. That's right. We got Daytona, the whole road course shebang. And we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. So let's dive into it. What the hell happened in Michigan? We had a doubleheader, right, with the Cup Series, and I don't remember a bit of it. I guess
it wasn't that great.
We talked about the Saturday race. I think the Sunday race was even worse.
The Saturday one wasn't that bad, but the Sunday one sucked.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that they got Kevin Harvick's car that much better than everybody else. But I guess it happens every once in a while. I don't know why it reminded me of there was one year, it was like a year or two ago. It was Truex at Dover, I think he won. And I don't know what it was, but his car, like Alex Bowman got up front there and everybody was like, "Ooh, Alex Bowman." He was hauling ass. And then Truex came up there and just fucking blew his doors off. He was just so much faster than everybody else. But yeah, especially to track like Michigan. I don't understand what they're doing in that car, but Jesus Christ, on an absolute another level. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about Michigan. I don't even remember. Quinn finished, I want to say 27th the first race. He finished 32nd, I think, Michigan 2. Wasn't as much junk, but he still outran a handful of cars, so I was pretty happy with it. All in all, he had a really solid Michigan, I thought. Didn't get on TV, stayed clear, and that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. I don't know if you got anything you want to say about Michigan. That's not really a whole lot to say.
No, I mean, Hamlin was, I thought, quicker than Harvick at the end of the Sunday race. He just couldn't really get by him because of the shitty package. But
yeah, I think I actually fell asleep at the end of the Sunday race. I'm not.
Probably didn't miss much.
Yeah, probably did. I think I woke up and I saw Harvick at victory lane. I was like, whoop de fucking do, and I turned back over and went back to bed. But hey, we got through Michigan. High fives, everybody. The rest of the season's pretty good for the most part. We got the Daytona road course, and I guess we stay at Daytona, right, for the oval, for all 3 series. That's the end of the regular season, right? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Just like that. Oh man, that's crazy. I know we got Dover, and then it's Daytona. I think that's what it is. But it's still pretty fucking close, though. Man, I guess nobody's gonna watch Dover because that runs at the same time as the Indy 500, I think.
Oh man, dude, I can't wait to see the ratings on that one.
Yeah,
that's gonna be like a complete flip flop from usual. Like NASCAR will probably have 200,000 people watching, and the Indy 500 will have.
IndyCar fans, dude, the earth will shake with every single IndyCar fan head wobbling that day on those ratings. Yeah. I guarantee it. But hey, I mean. Let them have it. They get there one day a year, every year.
Well, yeah. NASCAR is praying for rain in either Indy or Dover, but not both. If one can rain out, it'll be good. I can't believe they'd schedule it like that, though. I can't believe they wouldn't run a Monday race or run the Cup Series on Saturday and put Xfinity on Sunday or something. You know what I mean? Because who cares if nobody watches Xfinity?
Yeah, I guess I'm not really surprised though with how everything just kind of came out. So, yeah, that's gonna be a weird one. For NASCAR, they're just gonna be kind of hanging out over there by themselves with Dover. It's probably gonna be a shit race too. But hey, you never know. I guess they'll be running the old package, right? Little small blade. I want to say at Dover. I hope so.
I hope.
Dover's been fucking awful with the new package. That's one of those tracks. Even though it's like multi-groove, dude. Gross. You need some. That's one of the few tracks, man. You need some fucking horsepower. You need to just wrestle the thing around the damn track. When it's like, all gluey and gets all arrowy and you get up behind somebody, dude. Ugh, the track doesn't have a whole lot of grip. This is not good. But yeah, that should be a good time. What the hell happened with this Steve Myers thing? Because I saw it on Twitter and I didn't understand it, and I just saw a lot of people talking about it.
Dude, it was unlike anything I've ever seen. Credit to Steve, it wasn't really his fault. It was more his wife's fault. At least the way he explained it. Yeah. But he sent out a tweet on August 10th. Says, has anyone had to try to get a refund? And I guess we should probably say who Steve Myers is. He's like the head dude. He's the executive vice president. I guess he's not really the head dude, but he's the executive vice president at iRacing. Smart dude, good dude. Don't have any problems with the guy. But he tweeted, has anyone had to try and get a refund back from @StubHub? We have been trying for 2 weeks, and customer service keeps sending us out to buy $200 gift cards. We have now spent $400, now saying we need to buy $200 more. Are we getting scammed? This has been a ridiculous process. And let me tell you what, the replies were great. Spencer Burns, you remember Spencer Burns. He replied, Steve, if you send me $250 in gift cards, I should be able to get you all that money back. Must have been a mistake in the system. And people kept doing shit like that. Except Jesse Owuji.
Oh, man.
Who tweeted, @StubHub, what's going on here? Can you help my man at iRacing Myers? That tweet didn't get a single like. All it got was one reply from Davin saying, bro.
Oh, no.
So these two got scammed together. I actually sent out a tweet. I quoted it. It said, it's crazy. I bought tickets to an Elvis concert earlier this year. When COVID happened, I requested a refund, followed all their steps, including giving them my social security number, and still haven't got my money back. Unreal. And some dumbass replied, Elvis who?
Oh, no.
So it was just National Dumbass Day on August 10th. But poor Myers, he doubled down at first and said, yes, it's definitely StubHub support. My wife is on the verge of a breakdown dealing with these support people who have been awful. And then eventually he said that StubHub had confirmed that he had been bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived. So poor Myers, he's out $400 and still has some tickets that he doesn't want. But yeah, that was one of the funniest tweets I'd seen in a while that was unintentionally funny.
Why would you buy gift cards to be what? I don't understand.
That's the thing. It's like these people who get those calls and they're like, yo, there's a warrant out for your arrest. If you pay in gift cards, the warrant goes away. And they fall for it. I just don't understand. One, do you think that they're gonna really, if you're a wanted man across the fucking country, they're gonna call you and ask for gift cards?
Yep. Wow.
And two, StubHub, why would you have to spend more money to get a refund? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand how that seemed like a legit process to anybody.
Yeah, you would think most people, if you're trying to get a refund for something, you don't spend more. That's not how it works.
Oh man,
I'm at a loss for words. I don't know.
Yes, I mean
what?
I also tweeted from the Barstool iRacing account telling him to file a formal protest against StubHub. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, it made me feel there for a moment as iRacers were all doomed if this guy's leading the ship. But I could see where.
That's why he's a vice president.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that was probably my favorite tweet of the year. And I hate it. It was at his expense, but it was pretty funny.
Well, I mean, I guess it could have been worse.
Yeah.
So this weekend, this is a fun little weekend of racing. We this is a part of you tune out, but we got F1 in Spain, which will probably be a snooze fest, probably, but you never know. Either way, we got Formulers, we got Indy 500 qualifying, and obviously the whole festivities of the Daytona Road Course from ARCA to the Cup Series. So F1 after last week, Verstappen fucking redeemed himself with a beautiful strategy. Verstappen, man, he almost tripped into winning or sweeping Silverstone. But this week, so obviously, okay. So what happened last week? If you didn't listen, all the tires started dying. Everybody was losing. Everybody was puncturing left front, so they're just going down. And all at the end of the race, Lewis Hamilton ended up limping around and losing like 30 seconds of time on the last lap, and still limped around and won the Grand Prix. Now, what had happened was with Verstappen is that he was riding third, I think, behind the Mercedes. Bottas blew a left front a lap or two before Hamilton did, and but Verstappen, he was riding so far behind, and he had such a gap between himself and the car behind that he came down, put fresh tires on it, going after that championship point for fastest lap. When they could have just kept him out there and won the race easily, and he would have drove right around Lewis Hamilton. He would have been close enough, but he hit pit road. He came down, got fresh tires, and still finished only 5 seconds behind him. It was crazy the time he made up on the last lap, and still just couldn't catch him in time. Now, fast forward to the next weekend. What they did was, and it was actually the first time I really watched Formula One qualifying, which wasn't the most exciting thing ever, but it was interesting to me. What I didn't know was that I didn't really know the rules. So along the lines of if you make it to Q3, you start on your Q2 tires or something like that, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I just figured you'd start on your tires in Q3. But so what they did was they put him on the hards in Q2. Yeah. And since it was a lot more durable tire, Mercedes was having those tire issues, and certain shit it worked out, and he got up front and won the fucking thing. So what a cool ass. Could have won both of them, but yeah, it was a weird too. It wasn't the traditional Lewis Hamilton charity race, so that was nice. But yeah, so we had a little bit of excitement the last 2 weeks. Now this week, I don't know, but it should. I mean, yeah, it'll probably be a snooze fest. Lewis Hamilton qualified P1. The only thing we got going for us is the start. Maybe Bottas might be able to slip in front of him, and then we might have a race. But if Lewis checks out, that's probably going to be the end of that. Verstappen's starting third again. He'll probably just hang around and get Perez, Stroll, Albon, Sainz, Norris, Charles, and Pierre Gasly, the top 10. Fucking Pierre Gasly, man. Been hossing it in the AlphaTauri car. Vettel continues to suck really badly. Kimi made it out of Q1 for the first time this season, apparently. I didn't realize he didn't make it out of Q1 at all. His teammate, Giovinazzi, now for Romeo, my team, qualified last, so high fives all around there, boys. Yeah, I'm excited for the Grand Prix. Hopefully I stay awake and make it through the entire thing. Once again, y'all let me know how y'all have been enjoying the Formulers. This is my best season yet. I think I've caught every race except for the first one. So I've been staying pretty good. This podcast has actually helped me stay along more with F1 just because I'm always up by the time the race starts. So hell yeah, man. Hopefully it's a good race. I'll make my official prediction of Lewis Hamilton winning the race. Whoop-de-fucking-do. We'll bold predictions, I know. We'll see how that one pans out. But hopefully Bottas makes it a race. That's all I'm hoping for. Anyways, Indy 500 qualifying this weekend as well. And it's kind of horse shit. Usually they put the qualifying on the TV, like one of the main channels. But it was all the coverage so far has been on the NBCSN Gold Pass or whatever. which is
I had to buy that to watch ARCA.
Yeah, I bought it to basically watch all that shit too. Yeah, it was so. I mean, for me, if you really care about IndyCar, it's worth it because you sit there and watch practice all fucking day. I had to buy it because I'm not at the track. I gotta watch it. I can't not watch it. So this is the first time I haven't been in Indy for the. I'm still going. I'm gonna be leaving, which we have to figure that out if you want to do a solo episode next week or if we want to figure out how to do that. But I'm still leaving Thursday next week, I think, Wednesday or Thursday to go down there. I'll still catch some dirt racing and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it sucks, man, because that's that's one of my favorite parts of experiencing the Indy 500 is qualifying. I've talked about it a million and one times before, but there's nothing like being there in person, watching all those guys hustle it for 4 straight laps. Just like the amount of preparation, man, that goes in. And this year, it's not as cool, not only because there's no fans, but especially because there's only 33 cars. When there's only 33 cars, it's not the same because you don't have that pressure of other cars trying to get in the field. So it's not as tense, I guess. But, man, when you have more than 33 cars and everybody is in danger, like everybody's in danger of, possibly not making the show. It's not like NASCAR where you have your charters and everything and you have guaranteed entries. And it's been a big story the last couple of years with James Hinchcliffe missing the field, Fernando Alonso missing the field. Qualifying is a huge fucking deal for the Indy 500. And that's what I've always loved about it. And it sucks not to be there, but once again, man, watching those dudes hustle it 4 straight laps, on the edge. It's fucking, dude, it's insanely cool. I watched most of it today. I took a little nappy during most of the qualifying, but it wasn't really that exciting of a day. Something happened to Jerry Hildebrand. I was asleep when that happened, and it woke me up. I don't know. He had a moment somewhere, but he ended up qualifying second to last, I think. So basically, what today was, the entire field qualifies, and I think it started at 11 a.m. and it goes to 5 in the evening, and they have this entire session. You can run as many times as you want. As long as you get in line, everybody gets at least one shot, and you can requalify if you'd like. And basically, you got as much time up until the siren goes off at 5, and that's it. So, but the goal is to be in the top 9, the fast 9, and that sets it up for pole day tomorrow. So the fast 9 have a shootout for the first couple of rows there. So, and it's everybody's gonna be running for pole. So. The 9 cars that's in there. Biggest surprise, at least for me, probably Marco Andretti. I've been shitting on Marco Andretti for a lot of people have been shitting on Marco for a long time because he fucking sucks. He was probably the biggest joke of the Indy 500 last year. I don't know what they did. I don't think I ever got to the bottom of what happened last year, but he was like Pippa Man out there last year, just hanging around, chilling. Just at the back, just behind everybody. Like it was like everybody would race along, and then it was just here comes Marco. We'd wave to him every time he came by. It was so sad. But this year, man, I don't know. Maybe he was just embarrassed. It seems like they got their shit together. He was fast in one of the practice sessions, and then he came out there, threw the dong on the table, and went P1 on today's session. The Hondas, though, all the Hondas have got some speed. Every year, it's another one of the factors every year. It's always Honda versus Chevy, who's got the upper hand, and it looks like it's Honda all day this year. The first 5 cars are Honda, and then it's Rena's VK, and the Ed Carpenter Chevy, and then it's Honda, all the way down to Joseph Newgarden in 13th. Even like the last handful of years, people have been joking. I mean, that's how it's been for a long time. People joking about how Penske owns the track. Now he literally owns it, but Penske's always fast. They're not this year, so it's fucking weird. Like Newgarden was, I think, the top Penske car at 13th. Jesus Christ. Will Power, 22nd. Simon Pagenaud, the defending winner, 25th. Elio, 28th. Like, my Lord. So, Penske, big poo-poo this year. However, you never know what they might do in the race. They might just have race pace. They might just have more downforce, and they might just be going that route. I don't know, but it's never a good sign when you show up with that amount of speed. So It's a long race, obviously, and you can really win it from any position. But I just remember the year, I think it was 2018, when Rossi started from the back, and it took him it's so much harder to pass with these cars because they just have so much less downforce now compared to the DW12 cars. It was just draft central. These cars, man, it's hard. I mean, you got to be on it all race. You can't make any bad moves, so it's gonna be really tough to come from the back, and it seems like it's even, from what I've heard, it's even harder to pass this year. So, yeah, I hate to say it, but it's probably going to be a boring race, but it'll be interesting to see how the Penske cars do, because, it's like, who's left, man? If Penske's slow, then what the hell? I mean, it's good, man. I don't know. I said in my stream today, I really wish I was at the track, because I know everybody'd be saying, it's Marco's year. They say it regardless, but, dude, everybody's gonna be rooting on Marco. I honestly, I'd like to see him win. I think it'd be pretty fucking cool. He has 2 career wins to his name. He was close to winning it that one year and got passed by Sam Hornish coming to the line. He could do it. It looks like he's got the car, but dude, Honda is fast. Between him, Ryan Hunter-Reay's P2, defending winner Alexander Rossi P3. He'll be in the fight for the pole. He's probably gonna be the car to beat. Like, Simon Pagenaud bested him last year, not by much, but he bested him. Other than that, though, this might, I think, official, not an official prediction yet, but so far, Alexander Rossi's my guy. I feel like I pick him every year now. I picked Ed Carpenter in 2018, I think, and he finished second. 2019, I picked Rossi. He finished second. So, I guess he's going to finish second again. I don't know who's going to win, but, yeah, man, Rossi, I gotta say, I love watching Rossi. He's been the excitement of the 500 the last couple of years. And honestly, he won that one in 2016. And at the time, it was kind of a fluke because nobody knew who he was. And obviously, he was on fuel mileage. But ever since then, dude, he is a fucking hoss at Indianapolis, dude. Hopefully y'all tune into the Indy 500. Watch that dude. He hustles it around there. He's a badass. He really is. He should have won another one by now. He could have won, 2018, I think, started from the back, took him the entire race to get to the front. Probably had the car to win, but just didn't have enough time. Last year could have easily won it, but just got bested by Pagenaud there at the end, and Pagenaud was just not going to be beat. He was the car of the race. So here comes another year, man. Dude. It's crazy how much success he's already had at the 500. I mean, things could have gone a couple of different ways. He could mess around and already have 2 or 3 Indy 500s by now, and we'll see what he does next weekend. But I'm excited, man. I want to see how many he could win because, dude, every year it seems like he shows up and he's really fucking fast. So other than that, I'm really excited to see what James Hinchcliffe does. He's had a rough couple years at Indy, especially in qualifying. No problems today. We'll see what he does tomorrow. Scott Dixon, old reliable, he's up in there. Rinus VeeKay, I don't really know much about him other than he's a rookie and he's got a cool name, and it looks like he's basically the only fast Chevy, which is, I don't know why, but Ed Carpenter, that's an Ed Carpenter car, and well, they always usually figure out how to go fast. Speaking of which, Ed Carpenter qualified P16, which is kind of unusual because he's usually up there in the Fast 9 every single year. So again, in the Chevy, I don't know why. Well, to be fair, VeeKay did get that early draw. That was a big thing with today, is that everybody who got the early draw had a huge advantage over everybody else just because they started right there around 11 a.m. So the track was pretty cool, and it just gets really hot the whole rest of the day. The track is really temperature sensitive. So especially they did this. They put down that sealer a year or so ago. The track's real dark now, so it tracks a lot of heat, and it gets real hot and slick. So other than that, my man Marcus Ericsson, who's my favorite IndyCar driver as it stands, is kind of weird because like my original favorite driver is J.R. Hildebrand, and so I always root for him every year at the 500 because that's the only really race he runs now in IndyCar. So he qualified second and last, which kind of sucks. Which is I guess that's probably why he actually had the last draw position to qualify. So that kind of sucks. He got screwed with that, but he's usually really solid every year come the 500. So yeah, man, Marcus, he was second, I think, I actually tweeted about it. He was second in 4-lap averages in practice. He didn't quite make the Fast 9 But P11, I think he'll be pretty strong in the race. But yeah, that's really about it for IndyCar qualifying. Fernando Alonso, obviously, he crashed in practice. He ended up qualifying P26. So, man, the thing with him, I really would like to see him win the 500. That'd be crazy. It would have been really cool to see him win in 2017. That would have been his year. Obviously, if you don't know, he's going for the Motorsports Triple Crown, Le Mans, Monaco, and he just needs an Indy 500 win. I don't think it's going to happen. Again, 2017 was his best year. That was the last year for the DW12. It was super drafty. Like that was his year, and he just got failed by the Honda engine. That was a year where all the Hondas went up in smoke. This man, he's crashed a lot, and he already crashed again this year. And the biggest thing is that he's going back to F1, and at least for the next 2 years. And he's already getting up there, so they already said that Renault's not going to let him run the Indy 500, so he's going to be gone for another 2 years. So realistically, this is probably going to be one of his only shots to do it. And coming from P26, he's already in a huge hole. So it'd be interesting to see what he does come race day, but not looking good. Not looking good. James Davison, running for Rick Ware Racing, if you guys haven't heard, has actually had some pretty good speed. Not in qualifying, though, apparently. P27 in the Honda. Honda's had speed, but apparently not them. So they had speed, but not in qualifying. I didn't actually see his qualifying run, so I'm looking at the results. But yeah, he's actually running. He's coming from Indy. He's going to be in the Daytona Road Course tomorrow in the Cup Series. So it'll be interesting. He speaking of which, I saw on Twitter that he was debating staying in Indy for the AM practice tomorrow. But he said if there's rain in Daytona for the Cup Series, he's got a shot to win. So that's why he wants to race that race. So if we get rain, y'all better watch out for James Davison, apparently, in the Rick Ware Racing Cup car, because he might have a shot at the win, apparently. But we'll see how that. We'll see about that one. I don't know about that myself, but we'll see. All right, last thing I want to wrap up here. Ben Hanley.
Oh God!
Shut the fuck up. I'm having fun talking about this shit. It's a good time. This is good stuff. This is great stuff, by the way. You should really check it out sometime. It's good stuff. But Ben Hanley, Dragon Speed, those guys just fucking. Those guys are beasts. They just kind of show up and just send it every year. And luckily, Ben Hanley's not gonna have to bump his way into the field this year, so he's just kind of last a good 4 miles an hour off Jerry Hildebrand, who had problems in his qualifying runs. So yeah, anyways, that's about it. Poll day tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Sunday, I don't know what time it starts, but Fast 9 shootout should be a good time. We'll see who gets pole. I guess early predictions, I mean, it's looking like Marco Andretti, but I don't know. He has some big boy speed, but Ryan Hunter-Reay, same. And again, Rossi probably. Fuck, man, I don't know. It could be a lot. It could be any one of those Hondas, but it's going to be a Honda. So, yeah, let me know if y'all have watched any of the Indy 500 qualifying. Again, I always urge you guys to watch it. It's fucking fun. Again, it's not as fun this year with only 33 cars. There's no bumping or anything, but hopefully y'all come around next year. It's a hell of a time. So, well, I'll give it to you. I talked a while. Go ahead.
Oh God, I just saw something. Apparently, there was the first ever fire tornado warning today in California or somewhere. Apparently the heat from like a wildfire can get in the clouds and create a tornado that also has fire.
That sounds like a shitty fucking low box office apocalypse
like Sharknado
movie. Yeah, like Sharknado.
Oh God,
that's on my bucket list to watch all those movies. I haven't either, but they made like 4 or 5 of them, and I want to watch all of them.
You know how none of them were in theaters, were they? They were all straight to Sci-Fi.
Were they?
Yeah, is Sci-Fi even a thing anymore?
Oh, I'm sure it probably is.
I remember my grandmother used to watch the what was that show called? The Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. Yeah. They made 6 Sharknadoes. That's fucking incredible.
That's milking it, is what that is.
No, that's fucking incredible because they did pretty good with all of them just because they're all memes at this point. Listen, Sharknado 2013, Sharknado 2, the second one. It is literally called Sharknado 2, the second one. Sharknado 3, famous for the tagline "Oh hell no" from fucking Brad Keselowski.
Oh, I thought that was from the first one.
I would assume he's in the third one. I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean it makes sense. I didn't realize that I thought that they were in the first one. I didn't know that was.
Yeah, I gotta watch one of these days. I'm gonna when I get a moment, when I get a couple of weeks, I'm gonna string them all together, man. I wanna binge watch all of them. Fourth one, Sharknado, the Fourth Awakens. Sharknado God. 5, Global Swarming. The sixth one, The Last Sharknado, It's About Time.
Okay, they knew it was a fucking meme.
That's exactly, yeah, it's a fucking meme. It's fucking hilarious. I gotta watch all of them. Jesus Christ. Even, dude, how can you...
Jesus Christ. All right, well, whatever. To the mailbag, askmoonhead@gmail.com. Our first question comes from Logan Smith. A lot of y'all probably remember last week, Logan, he won the worst question of the podcast award for his terrible question. But he won the poll for the mailbag this week. He says, apologies for the pure insanity that was my question last week. I got so drunk that night celebrating a promotion at work that I didn't even remember sending a question in last week. Yeah. So when you said my name in the podcast, my face froze and I laughed my ass off for a good 5 minutes. Regardless, new question. Who is your guys' most underrated and overrated drivers of all time? Hopefully I made that one easier to understand. Yes, you did. For me, underrated. Ooh, man, who is underrated?
NASCAR, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Underrated
of all time. That's a big one.
Yeah, I'd probably say Kenseth, even though he gets a lot of love now. I still think that Kenseth doesn't really. People don't really realize the greatness that is Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, man. I don't like these questions because there's so many people over so many decades in so many different situations. It's hard to really,
Mm-hmm.
Man. You said Matt Kenseth. Fuck, man. I don't know. There could be so many of them.
I mean, Kenseth and even Greg Biffle. Like, I know he didn't have like great years in Cup, but he was pretty solid.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Overrated is a lot easier because you can just say William Byron or Ross Chastain.
Well, that's another one. There's been a lot of overrated drivers that's come through, and it is especially stayed for a long time. I guess you probably have to throw Danica on the list.
I don't want to. Everybody shit on her.
Well, you either shit on her or you were Danica's #1 fan. It was one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one for me to answer. There's just been so many. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really have a clear answer.
Well, all right. Fish Productions, right? What is your guys' favorite type of bottled water? My favorite is probably Dasani, but at the end of the day, it's just bottled water. I've only had like one brand I didn't like, and it was some like Gatorade with it, like said with it electrolytes and shit, and it just tasted like plastic. Typically I just get whatever. Like when I buy a case of water, I get whatever's cheapest. But Dasani or Smart Water if I'm on like a road trip and go in a gas station.
Yeah, I got a bottle of Aquafina. Is that how you say it? Aquafina?
I think I say Aquafina, but
I don't know how you say it, but that's what I've got right now. I usually get, as of late, I get whatever water they got because they fucking, I don't know, everybody's still freaking out, I guess. Everybody just buys water out the fucking ass. I don't know. For a while though, it was. I remember when the COVID first started, dude. Everybody's buying all the damn water. It was hard to get some there for a little while, at least in my local Walmart. But yeah, I usually get one of those big ass packs of cheap water that comes in like those 40. Just get one of those 40 big sons of bitches.
I'm well aware.
Yeah,
I've got gallons and gallons and gallons of water, because I'm a prepper.
Oh boy.
So yeah, when the NBA season got canceled, Walmart was still open past 10 p.m. at that time. So I hopped in my fucking truck and I forget how many gallons I bought that night, but dude, I bought a lot of water that night.
I did the same thing, but by my Walmart, most everything was already gone at that point. I remember there was no toilet paper. There was hardly any water. I only got one case, and all that shit was already fucking. It's fucking crazy, dude. They ain't wasting time.
Hand sanitizer and all that shit. See, most people around here were more scared of Corona than like the shit from the overreaction to Corona. I was scared of the shit from the overreaction, so I was like, I'm gonna go get water and food. Y'all can get your hand sanitizer because I'm gonna stay the fuck home anyway if everything's closed.
I was fucking scared, man. When that shit first started, dude, everybody was acting like everybody's gonna fucking die. Now it's like it's not really that big of a deal, I guess. At least to me, it's walking in Walmart with a fucking mask and it's it's whatever. But
Fabio Martins writes, hey, Travis and Cozy. Hey.
Hello.
Do you guys think it's possible for NASCAR to run low horsepower and low downforce instead of high horsepower and low downforce or high downforce? Wait, hang on.
Whoa.
I think these guys practiced race practice, which did practice race practice. He says, do you guys think it's possible for NASCAR to run low horsepower and low downforce instead of high horsepower, low downforce, or high downforce, low horsepower? Love the podcast, Fabio. P.S. Going to the Daytona Road Course should be fun. Have fun there. Yeah. I mean, yes, it's possible.
Well,
it is.
Well, there you go. Wrap that one up.
Deer Slayer 88.7 writes, hey, Travis and Cozy, I love the podcast. If you could only use one condiment on everything you eat, what would it be? Probably mayonnaise.
I knew what was coming out of your mouth as soon as that. What was the question? One condiment
on everything you eat, but I think he means everything that you need a condiment for.
That's a tough one.
I mean, me and you kind of agreed mayonnaise was the GOAT.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. I was thinking of something that would probably be gross to put mayonnaise on that would lead me to not choose mayonnaise, but I don't think there really is one. I do fuck with mayonnaise.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like anything I'd put a condiment on, I could handle mayonnaise on it. Like the only thing I can think would be a hot dog, and even then, it's like probably wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, it'd be fucking weird, but I mean,
I know people who've done it.
I usually put a little bit of mayonnaise when I get Martinsville. When we're in Martinsville, I get those hot dogs all the way, and I'll put a little bit of mayonnaise on there just to blend in with everything else on there. It's pretty damn good.
So yeah, I guess that would work. So mayonnaise from both of us. Ryan Green writes, what non-racing games are you guys playing at the moment? Also, go Cubs. This is I like this question. This is good. This is not a simple like, if NASCAR could angle the tires on the vehicles this way and then jump around 3 times and pull the window nets down, what do you think would happen? We've been playing the fuck out of Rainbow Six Siege.
We have been, and it's funny too because we've started up so many times. Like, geez, I started on that game about when it first came out, and it's crazy because that game's been out for so many years now.
5 years.
I can't.
They're coming up on 5 years.
I can't believe that. It feels like just yesterday, man. I got that game. That was back when I was rolling with Mav and Mizzou and all those dudes, and they got me on Rainbow, and that was like my first PC shooter game. I really wasn't much of I played a lot of like Call of Duty and stuff on Xbox and stuff, but in terms of like PC shooter games, that was like my introduction. And that was the funnest fucking game when it first came out because nobody knew how to play it because it was so complex, but that was the beauty of it. Like you could play it so many different ways. It's still like that, but everybody's gotten a lot better and it gets kind of sweaty here and there. But brilliant game. It really is. It has its flaws, but it's a fun fucking time.
I remember I got it and my computer couldn't run it, so I got it on Xbox about this time in 2016. So I was almost a year late to the party. And then I got my new PC and I was so fucking bad at that game. Mm-hmm. I was so terrible. But I've gotten decent at it now. I've been playing Fall Guys lately. Have you got to try that yet?
No, I haven't had anybody ask me to play it.
You should get it play with us. It's pretty fun. I streamed it the other night. And then I hopped on Warzone a few nights ago when I was bored. I'm going to start getting back into that. Me and Spider were talking about that. I don't know if you want to fire that one up sometime. But...
Oh, I'm always down.
Warzone's a hell of a game. If they would fix the cheating problem, they have a lot of cheaters on that game. But if they could just get that sorted out, Warzone I mean, it's a fucking awesome game.
Yeah, my only gripe with that game is that it's a long experience. The maps are so fucking big, and it's like,
Yeah.
you got the whole, you can buy back people, you can go to the gulag. It's just it's the game's going forever, dude, because people don't fucking die. I always try to keep a story mode game on me to just kind of play here and there. Right now, so I talked about it before, but I finally messed around and got through The Last of Us, and obviously The Last of Us 2 finally came out like a month ago now. I'm still really early into it, but please no spoilers. I got past the first major spoiler, which I won't spoil it, but you guys who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. So I got past that first big spoiler there, and I'm just kind of hanging around in the city now. So I still I gotta get back on there and get rolling. But yeah, I always like having a good story mode game on me, and just kind of see go chapter by chapter. And Jesus Christ, it takes me so long to get through these damn games, but it's a good time. And both those games are fucking magnificent. They really are. They're a little they get a little spoopy sometimes. It is a zombie game, and zombies kind of creep me the fuck out. Not gonna lie, not the zombies themselves, but like The Last of Us has a lot of these missions where it's like you got to negotiate through a shitload of them in these dark areas, and it gets a little spoopy. Not gonna lie, and they get to chasing you, and I it's it's a little terrifying sometimes, but you get past that, it's a fun game.
You know what game we need to play? We haven't played in a while.
What's that?
Squad. That's a hell of a game too.
Yeah, that's a. If we need to figure out how to play that game once and for all, and then finally play it.
Dude, it's so much fun. The best thing is when you get in there with like people who have actually served in like the military and shit.
Yeah.
And they can like explain everything to you. But yeah, that's if y'all don't know what that game is, it's like the most realistic shooting game there is. It's basically like a war simulator. I mean, you can fly helicopters, operate tanks, vehicles. There's squad leaders, and then the squad leaders are in cahoots with the other squad leaders. It's just a very complex game. It's really fucking cool
Yeah.
though. It's a long game though. I mean, you're gonna if you get in the beginning of a game, you're gonna sacrifice an hour at least. Seems like a lot of the time.
Yeah, for 30, 45 minutes probably. It's yeah. I mean,
well, depending on how big the lobby is. If there's a ton of people, you have your slaughterings that are over in like 30 minutes. But sometimes you get these big ass lobbies that don't fill up, and on these giant ass maps that you have to capture so many places, and it goes on for a long time. But it's really fun.
Yeah, I want to. Now that you got to talk about it, I want to play that. That game is the perfect game. You get a little intoxicated, dude. The sounds and everything. You're like, it's like, dude, you're going to war. That game is so crazy realistic. Not that I've been in a war, but I gotta say, out of the war experiences I've played, that's probably the closest I would guess. It's wild.
Well, I mean, the people on there, a lot of them have actually served and stuff. I mastered the art of trench warfare. That game, laying down in ditches and shit, and popping out at people.
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
All right, M&M Cup Series writes, hey guys, have you guys ever got called to the principal office? And if you had to create a game that wasn't racing, what would it be? The game question, I had an idea for a game at one point and I completely forgot it. But honestly, like right now, I wish I could like think up something similar to Rainbow Six Siege and do something like that. Like I feel like if a new Siege style game came out, that'd be pretty cool.
That was easy. I would just make Madden actually good. Fuck EA. They can suck my fucking white hairy ass. Those fucking assholes.
The principal's office, I got called to it in elementary school a couple of times. Never for like really anything bad, just like they were like really big on calling you in there for like any playground scuffle. And then in high school, I'm trying to think, I had several trips in high school and I went to private school. Usually though, they'd just pull me in there to like ask about something and I'd pretend I didn't know about it. Then the one time where I was actually getting kicked out, I wasn't in the principal's office. I was in like the headmaster's office, sitting at his desk with several.
What's the difference?
Yeah, well, I don't know. He's like over the entire school. The principal was just over the high school. and about 8 very Christian men screaming at me. So that was quite the experience. Have you? I don't know if you ever went to the principal's office.
Yeah, I went plenty of times. I wasn't, and like I say that I wasn't really a bad kid, but
that's the same thing as me. I had probably an above average number of trips, but I wasn't really that bad of a kid.
Yeah, I had to sit down with the principal and the priest once.
Oh man,
it was not good.
What'd you do?
I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast yet. I've probably told you this, but there was this one kid who had a problem with me. I don't know why he had a problem with me, but we were on break or whatever. We always had like this 10 o'clock break where we'd go outside and eat a snack or something, and we'd come in, and the kids would hold the door open. We'd all get in a line. We'd all walk back into the school, and the kid he was holding the door, and he tried tripping me as I was walking into the school, and I caught myself. I walked back out and kicked him in the shin as hard as I possibly could until he cried. And yeah, they didn't like that, so they took us both in there and sat us down, and we talked to the priest and the principal, and that was the end of that. I didn't get in any trouble for it though. I didn't go to detention or anything. That was fucking I just finished it right there.
I got my ass kicked in 5th grade and had to go to the principal office. That was the worst when you lose the fight and have to go, because then it's just like 2 losses right there. Like if you win the fight and go, it kind of evens out, and it's still like all right, because you know you're going to be looked at as like a badass when you get out of the principal's office.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get your ass whipped and then go to the principal's office, I wouldn't say I got my ass whipped, but I did pee myself when he grabbed me, because I was really small in the 5th grade compared to a lot of people, and this kid was like really big, and I deserved it. I ran my mouth, and he grabbed me, threw me up against the wall, and a little bit of pee came out. I thought I was gonna die right there. I'm not gonna lie.
I never had any instances like that. I never really got in an actual fight. There was a couple of scuffles every once in a while where I shut it down, but I was always pretty cool with everybody. I mean, kid, though, he had it fucking coming.
I wasn't like not cool with everybody. I was just like, I wouldn't call it little man syndrome, but like I definitely thought I was tougher than I was in elementary school. That all went away in like middle school, and then high school. By high school, I was cool with everybody, because by then I was just as big, if not bigger, than everybody.
I have little man syndrome. That's exactly what that was. It's only been activated a good 2 or 3 times, and that was exactly one of them. That motherfucker, I knew exactly what he was doing. I fucking came out there and kicked him till he cried. That stupid bastard. That was the fucking end of it. I was just like, I saw red, and that was it.
All right. Tyler Gary, who is actually moving in several hours. We got to do a send-off for him tonight.
Hi, Tyler.
He writes, who is the most interesting, in air quote, or not air quotes, in actual quotes, person you guys have met through either of your communities? Do you want to go first?
No, you can go ahead. You got this one.
Oh, man. Do you not have one?
A specific one?
Yeah, I have one for you. I know of one.
I think I know who you're going to say. So go ahead and say it.
Who am I going to say?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have an idea, but...
For your community?
That's what you said, right?
Yeah, but for my community, I know who I'm going to say. Who am I going to say for your community?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I know who you're going to... I know exactly who.
Does it have something to do with royalty?
I don't think so.
Oh, who did you think?
I don't know. I had an idea.
Well, who? Tell me who.
I don't know.
Well, you have an idea. Who's your idea?
I don't know.
Are you? So you're not.
God damn it! Just say it.
I don't know. I was gonna say that King Darwin guy.
All right. Well, I don't.
Because he was like playing a part. It seemed like, and then said he was gonna like hack everybody.
Yeah, I guess we've had a lot of interesting people come to the Discord. I just don't really consider that though. I guess because nobody just really makes that big of an impact. It's only text chat. You know what I mean? Like
well, yeah, but I just thought that was interesting. There was kind of a nutcase. He was kind of a nutcase. The one I'm gonna say, I don't know if I should. I'm not gonna say his name. It kind of makes the story funnier though. We'll just call him Whammy. That was kind of part of his name. He
Well, you might as well just say the whole thing. I mean,
no, because I don't want to put the guy on blast.
There's only one more part to it, right?
No, there's about 3 parts.
All right.
Basically, we don't have a clue where this guy came from, but he came in with an idea. This was before Tits, which is now known as Mooncar, was even a thing. This was back when I just did open public lobbies. He joined that Discord, and he didn't even have iRacing, but he had an idea for an iRacing Pro-Am series where he would take iRacers and real world racers and let them race together. And he was always testing, even though he didn't have iRacing. And he would come in and tell us, like, this is how it's going to be. It's going to be here. Somebody, not me, when the iRacing Pro Series got on NBC, pretended like they worked for NBC and interviewed him. And I wasn't a part of that. I found out about that after the fact because I wouldn't have stood for that. But he ended up coming back months later and saying he had gotten somebody to commit to the series. And he said it was some dude from Mythbusters who, God rest his soul, I think unfortunately passed away. So if he did get him, he's back down to 0 drivers now. And then he just disappeared. We don't know where the guy is. But he was definitely the most interesting character I have come across. I had one on Twitter the other night. I made another guide to Twitter video, and I jokingly, obviously it was a joke, said something about having an obsession with anime. And then some dude who I don't even know who the fuck he is, it quoted the tweet and said, Moonhead's talking about me, but he won't say me by name because he knows I have a bigger impact than even I know I have, and all this shit. And I don't know who the fuck the guy is. So that guy definitely is pretty interesting because I think he is certifiably insane. I'm trying to think there's a few more. I had some failed NASCAR crew chief come after me on Twitter today for saying that I understand why David Land's upset. He took a screenshot of my tweet, came at me and said I wasn't a YouTuber, which is like, okay, thank you, buddy. I agree with you. I said I'm not a YouTuber. And then he said, well, you just don't understand. I was just saying this to get a response out of you. Basically, this guy on company time is tweeting at YouTubers because he's jealous because his channel isn't worth a fuck. I deleted my tweet that said his name because I know he needs the money, so I don't want to get him fired. But he came after me. He's a fucking weirdo, too. I've been warned about this guy for a long time. So I guess those 3 are 3 of the more interesting people I've come across.
Can we have a question of the week? We were flirting with that. What the fuck? What's the deal with this anime shit? You mentioned it. I don't understand it. I just find it weird.
Yeah, I do too. And so here's the thing.
But I don't understand it. So
I think there's anime and then there's like weird anime. You know what I mean? There's
I think I do know what you mean.
Like, remember Tyler Dugan? He watched some anime, but he wasn't weird and he didn't like let it consume his life. And the anime he watched was like kind of cool, had a storyline. It wasn't just cartoon drawings of women with tits. Like, that's, I don't know. If I had a nickel for every time somebody with a bad take was in my mentions and it was some fucking sexualized cartoon character in the picture, I'd be fucking rich.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I have noticed that a lot as of late. It's either a bad YouTube comment or a bad take on Twitter. It's always something to do with anime in the profile. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but I've seen it as a common theme personally. I'm not one to judge. If you like it, cool, whatever. But for me, I personally just don't understand it. That's all.
Yeah.
Some people are weird about it. I don't get it. But that's just me.
I don't see it. It's just a drawing. I don't understand how that could do anything for you. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Karsten Bell writes, "Hey, Michael and Travis." Ooh, he called you Michael.
All right.
Love the podcast. For both of you, do you think the Cup car will be able to suck up to each other on the oval of the Daytona road course? Just for Michael. Love the F1 series. Just got into F1, and it teaches me a lot about how it works. Yes, I think that's the whole reason they went to the big spoiler and all that. I think they want them to be able to suck up, and I think they'll be able to because it looked like they were doing it in Xfinity today.
Oh, they'll be able to do it way easier in Cup.
Yeah, even ARCA looked like they were sucking up a good bit. So yeah, I think honestly, a lot of people were shitting on that big spoiler. I think it might actually help the race. I really do, because Xfinity today got pretty spread out there after a handful of laps. So I don't think we'll see it get that spread out.
Yeah, That we can save it for later, but yeah, it all depends on what it does in the infield section of the course. But I absolutely think it'll help. Obviously on the big oval, I think that'll help a lot, as especially for a good finish. It kind of similar to that, the Jimmy Johnson Truex finish at the Roval, kind of drafting up into that last chicane. It's gonna be. I would assume we'll probably get something like that, but even more magnified, I guess. You'll have a lot bigger of a suck, I guess. Heading off into that turn 4 chicane. So, yeah, as long as it just doesn't ruin the infield portion. I don't think it will, though. I think it's low enough speed, especially a lot of the corners. I don't think it'll be that bad. So.
A. William writes, "Hey Travis and Cozy, hope you all are doing well. How would you guys feel if for the All-Star race, NASCAR just allowed teams to run whatever they wanted? Obviously still a cup car, but like whatever suspension and engines they want. I think it could make All-Star race interesting, at least from a technical perspective. I actually don't think I'd hate that. I think the All-Star race should either be like really, really spec or kind of a run what you brung type deal. So I'm kind of open to that. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think there'd have to be some guidelines, like in terms of safety and shit. But like, I think letting them fucking, modify some shit here and there and really test it out might as well.
I don't know about that, because all it's gonna take is one Kevin Harvick crew to figure out how to manipulate this or that and just wipe the field's ass, and then just have a shitty All-Star race. You know what I mean?
I mean, but think about how many shitty All-Star races we've already had.
Yeah, but let's try not to have any more, right?
But like, think of like, what if they could just like, they could fuck with the spoiler and you get somebody who fucking comes out there late race and just takes the motherfucker off and drives it down into the, you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about like, okay, they still have to race a stock car, but they can bend the door this way, you know what I mean? And fucking give themselves an advantage. I think it should just kind of be open, you know what I mean?
That's something they need to bring back. Bring back the adjustable spoiler angle. I'm telling you, that would be fucking badass. They need to bring that shit back.
All right, last question. It's not even a question. From David Milliman. He writes, "Not really a question, but I just want to tell you guys you are killing it. The podcast is really a great way to get through these tough times. Keep grinding, boys." Well, thank you, David. We appreciate those kind words. All right, that's the mailbag, askmoonhead@gmail.com. Don't ask a stupid question or we'll probably read it and make fun of it.
It's all in good fun, everybody. We love you. Thank you for listening. All right, well, that brings us to Xfinity and ARCA. We barely got ARCA in last night. We had Xfinity today. How'd you feel about it? Did you enjoy both the races?
Yeah, I mean, ARCA was all right. Xfinity was decent. It wasn't. I mean, I don't know that stock cars on the Daytona road course are really a long-term thing. But I thought it was exciting up at the front with Briscoe and Cindric and all that. I just think the place is so fucking big. It's really easy for them to get all spread out.
Yeah, it's hard to watch ARCA now, man, with just so little cars. It's really sad, man. And just the skill gap too. The biggest thing for me is that it kind of sucks, and I was worried about it, and it seemed like it's about exactly what we said was going to happen. They were going to pussyfoot it there for a while, and it was going to spread out. It's just there's such a big skill gap, man, when you don't have practice on a brand new course like that. You have your top guys like your Cindric and Chase Briscoe, and then you got everybody fucking else. It sucked to see Briscoe get caught up in that wreck there at the end, because he was the only guy who had anything for Austin Cindric. I 100% was honestly rooting for both Cindric and Briscoe just to eat shit, and then it'd be a free-for-all for the win.
Yeah.
Because those are, like, obviously you gotta, like, Allmendinger knows what he's doing, but he doesn't quite have the same that Briscoe and Cindric have. Allgaier's good, but again, just not enough. Brandon Jones
Andy
is up
Lally
there at the end.
was up there wheeling it.
Andy Lally's always up there, but just never quite has enough, man. I was really hoping for both of those guys to take each other out or something like that. But man, it would have been great. I think it would have been a lot better if every series got like just 30 minutes practice, man. Just enough for everybody to kind of dial it in and kind of get their breaking points down, just so they could send it in the race, because it takes like 50, like already for the Xfinity race, it just took like half of the race for him. Like, obviously there's a couple stupid things here and there, but it took like the majority of the race for everybody to kind of really get comfortable. And then, Cindric and Briscoe put on a good battle, but the TV coverage was awful today. I heard somebody say something about them taking the camera guys down because of lightning in the area or whatever.
Twitter went easy on NBC like they always do. They shit on Fox when they do that, but NBC can do it.
Yeah, dude, there was some. It was that's another thing. Here's what I don't understand. I guess they probably have a lot of monitors in front of them, but like when they're all watching, all the broadcasters are watching the broadcast in Charlotte, like Dale Jr., Rick Allen, all those guys. They got to be watching what we're watching, right? Like I'm watching. I don't know if you saw it, but when who was it? It was Hemrick when he wrecked. You could see him wreck in the bottom corner of the screen. I'm like, hey, he wrecked. And Rick Allen continues talking, or whoever's talking at the time, and I'm like, did you guys not see that? Like he's hurtling towards the fucking Armco down there. Like, did you guys not see that? Because I saw it. It was on my screen. I don't understand that. Like, what are they watching at that like time? I don't know. Obviously they got around to it, but you can always see like crazy shit happen in the background. They never acknowledge it, and it just makes me wonder what the hell are they looking at? I don't know. Maybe they don't give a shit. I don't know. I'm sure it's probably a hard job. They got a lot of shit they're looking at and stuff, and it's certainly not very easy not being there either. But yeah, all in all, I think, man, the move would have been a 30-minute practice for every series. I don't understand though.
ARCA got a lap, but too many people ate shit, and then I think it started raining or something.
Yeah. I heard they got some practice, and I didn't watch that. I should have watched it. I heard a couple of cars ate shit during practice, which I'm not.
It was
really
literally one lap. Like nobody got more than one lap.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was that bad. But something I think you had mentioned earlier, the wet tire versus not wet tire.
Yeah.
The rain tire indicators somehow, some way, whether it's a broadcast. I don't know what you mean, but it needs to be done whether it's visible on the tire or a broadcast graphic, preferably both.
Yeah.
But at the very least, Goodyear should have a different color lettering or something on there. You know what I mean?
It's a no-brainer. It's exactly what I meant. It should be either a broadcast thing or no. It absolutely should be a tire thing. I don't know why somebody Goodyear wasn't like, hey, we got I guess probably because they never use them, but all of a sudden, hey, we got Daytona Road Course. There's probably going to be some fucking rain at some point. Yeah, it's just a no-brainer. Why would you not? Like, I know Goodyear's kind of like weird with having their tires look the same for so many years.
Well, they did that with the All-Star race that time when they had the different compound.
Yeah, they did that. So it's obviously doable. Yeah, like what the fuck? I mean, it's impossible to tell who's on what tires. And like I don't know what the fuck was going on. I was busy doing some shit. So when I sat down to watch the race, it was like right as they were going green. I heard all this stuff about like some guys changing to wet tires or something when they shouldn't have. Like I didn't know who was on what tires, and it's like, well, I'm fucked. I don't know who the fuck's doing what. You can't tell. So yeah, I mean it's a big part of the race, especially on the road courses. If you're gonna have rain, you got to know who's on what, especially when it's like in that intermediate period where it's like the track's kind of dry but not totally dry. So some people are on the wets and some people aren't. So. Yeah, no brainer. Why would you not have different colored tires or something, like some sort of something? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it moving forward. But yeah.
Well, trucks in the morning. That's gonna be something.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope I can stay up. I'm probably gonna fall asleep at some point. It's gonna piss me off. I'm probably gonna try to pull off the triple header, F1 9 a.m. trucks like right after F1, just like probably about an hour after F1 gets done. It'll be Truck Series time at the Roval, well, I guess it's kind of a Roval, but at the Daytona Road Course, and then right after that, fucking Cup. So it's gonna be a good day. I tell you that. Hopefully I'm trying to think of somebody who's gonna just dominate the truck race. I don't know who it's gonna be, but you know what's probably gonna happen?
Tagliani.
Yeah, no, you know what's gonna happen? Tagliani is gonna dominate the race, and it's gonna come down to a late race restart where he gets pooed on, and he'll lose again. It almost always happens. He finds a way to lose every single fucking way in NASCAR. It's gonna happen again, probably, but I'm sure he'll get up there, he'll lead. And then something's going to I hope not. I really want to see him win because, Jesus Christ, he should have won a NASCAR race by now. For those of you who don't remember, Tagliani's been doing this for a long damn time and has just come up short so many times in NASCAR on the road courses. So, Other than that, yeah, I wanted to pull up. I didn't get the starting grids this week. The one really cool thing that I think worked out really well this week is that they're not having any drivers run double or triple duty. Like if you're running in one series, you can't run in the other. So it's brought in a lot of ringers, which, I mean, how cool is that shit? I didn't know half of the people out there, but it was cool to see all the road course guys coming, especially for the Xfinity race. It was cool to see Andy Lally back because he wasn't like a big guy, but he was always like one of the road course ringers that always kind of came around. When I think back at the glory days, I don't know, back when like road course ringers were still kind of a thing there, back before they kind of got phased out. But I'm excited, man. The starting lineup for the truck race I've just found is Zane Smith starting P1. Eckes, they're doing. I don't know if we ever talked about that new starting grid thing they're doing. I don't think people like that either. I don't think they like that more than the grid. It seems like people are pooing on that still. They switched from the drawing positions, and now they're doing some sort of fucking formula.
I think they just wanted to confuse the fans so they'd quit bitching. I really think that's what they went for.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And it worked because I can't figure it out to bitch at it. So I mean that's fine.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Fuck yeah, Norm's in the race tomorrow. Sweet. There's some fucking all-stars. There's some people I don't recognize, but Natalie Decker's going to be hustling it tomorrow. Jennifer Jo Corncob starting P20. Dude, there's 39 trucks tomorrow. Holy shit. That's fucking awesome. Oh, man, I hope it's a good race tomorrow. That's going to be fun. But, yeah. And then we got Cup Series at 3. So you wanna do some picks?
I do. Should we pick trucks?
Yeah, if you want.
For trucks, I am going to pick Tagliani.
Okay.
And for
he's coming deep, P21.
I'm going to pick Chase Elliott.
Can we take a second to acknowledge that Alex Tagliani is sponsored by Rona and Viagra?
Yeah, Rona Viagra. That's wonderful. I made that joke on Twitter, and somebody thought I was serious because I asked what Rona Viagra was. And, well, actually, it's two different companies. No shit.
I'm rooting for Alex Tagliani just for that fucking Rona Viagra truck. All right, my picks. Oh, jeez. I'm going to take... Oh, that's a tough one because I don't know, man. I'm in a situation like this, I'm going to have to, veterans. Obviously, the easy pick would probably be Tagliani. I'll take probably maybe a Truck Series regular.
Is Nima truck running?
There's got to be a Neiman truck on the list somewhere. Is there? I'm not seeing one. I don't think so.
Are they not allowing people to do double duty? Because wasn't that the thing
not.
with Allmendinger? Oh, well,
yeah,
never mind.
I just said that a couple of minutes ago.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, they're if you can only run in one series this weekend, so
That's kind of stupid.
Nah, I like it though, because you can't you don't have anybody farming it, like Kyle Busch hopping down in the truck series and all that shit. I don't know. It brought out a lot of ringers, so I was all for it. All right, I'm gonna take. Jeez. Part of me thinks it's gonna be a shit show and somebody stupid's gonna win in the truck series. So that's what I'm banking on. I'm gonna take Rafael Lessard.
I was gonna say him just because he's got the most foreign name in the field. He's got to do good.
Yeah, damn right. The Cup Series, I'm gonna take. Dare I say Jimmy Johnson? Dare I say it? I'm gonna take Jimmy Johnson. Why the fuck not? So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Man, I'd like to see him win. It's gonna be there's gonna be fans tomorrow though, right? At Daytona, I think there is. I think Daytona's hosting fans, right? For the road course and the oval.
Yeah.
So
I know some people going.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be really great to see Jimmy win in front of some fans. I mean, honestly, I think he could do it. I mean, obviously, he's pretty competent on the road courses when he's not throwing it in the chicane on the last lap and not winning. But yeah, I mean, obviously, there's Chase is a good pick. He'll be fast. I I think it's going to be one of those veteran kind of races, man. You're going to see guys like Kurt Busch and Matt Kansas and who else? Kevin Harvick, I'm sure will probably figure it out as well. But some of those guys, especially guys who probably got some laps on the road course. There's a lot of guys with experience, the Daytona 24. I don't think it's going to help a whole lot, especially like I saw something on Twitter. Both, what was it, Kenseth and Kurt Busch both raced the Daytona 24 that one year in that Crown Royal car. Beautiful looking car. But Jesus Christ, how many fucking years ago that was that? I can't imagine it's going to translate that much. But no, it's going to be one of those races. I think it's the only way you're going to be able to win. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to not eat shit. And that's going to be probably pretty tricky so far from what we've learned. So I think that's about going to do it. You got any final words?
Fuck.
Okay. Oh, man, I wasn't recording.
What?
I wasn't recording.
You're joking.
Yeah, I am. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you. Gas Holes every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Appreciate you for listening. Enjoy the Daytona road course and everything else going on.
You motherfucker.
Dude, I've been waiting 13 episodes to do it, and I've been forgetting every single time.
Christ. You son of a bitch.
You shit yourself a little bit there, didn't you?
I did. Oh, my God.
All right, everybody. We'll catch y'all next week.